So how is everybody doing on this Sunday afternoon? Is there anyone that's questioning that it's actually Sunday? Yeah,
it feels weird.
Same. There was we were just talking to somebody who was explaining to us like, no, this is the.
Oh yeah, it was a gentleman who was part of the community meet and greet.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they were like, well, no, your panel's not till Sunday.
Yeah, they're talking about like the charity auction. It's like it is Sunday.
So the charity auction's actually going on right now at the same time. And what's funny about that is that we were taking care of some audio stuff, and I ended up backstage for the charity auction for a moment. And Dusty, who's running that, saw me and went, "Hey, you!" And I'm like, "Oh no,
I need you,
Dusty. I can't. I must run." But I did hop on stage like Judy hops twice. So.
Shut up.
Happy Easter, everybody. Yeah. So this is the YouTuber panel with ACRacebest and
me, Saberspark. Hi. How y'all doing?
And essentially we're here to answer your questions. There's not any particular rhyme or reason to this panel, but if you have any YouTube questions, we'd be happy to answer them. We've both been doing the YouTubes for a while, seen it kind of change and have all sorts of different hurdles to jump over. The Saber, you've actually, it's a career right now, so which is pretty cool.
Yeah, this panel is sharing stories, asking questions. We're pretty low-key and chilled out with these kind of panels where we like to open dialogue up with you all. I mean, even if it's like off the beaten path questions, we're talking about, the best French fry in the world or something.
Important questions.
That's cool with us, but at the same time, if you've got questions related to YouTube about your channel or growing channels, because I do full-time YouTube. I've been able to make it a career. Started around, my channel has existed since 2008, but it was a hobby until around 2015, where I started doing just reviews and video essays about animation in general, and then it picked up by quite a bit because I went from stagnating around 60,000 subscribers in 2015, and now I'm sitting around, I think, 720,000. So it's fun. It's a fun job. And if I can provide any insight on the realm of YouTube and internet income, I can try my damnedest. And then you're just
darndest. It's Easter.
It's Easter. I'm sorry, Jesus. Yeah, right. Demonetized. See, you already know. All right, and then we don't need any microphones. You all can just shout it out, and we'll hear you out.
Yeah. So by raise of hands, is there anyone who has a question they want to get off their chest? Or we're gonna? Okay, good. Hey.
Yeah, we got one right away. Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
So I'm looking to start a YouTube channel. Specifically, a lot of people have been hearing me go around on as the absolute best Alex Jones impersonation you'll ever hear.
That's pretty good.
And I was planning on starting a channel that is basically going to be a conspiracy theory bonus, going around and just doing conspiracy theories based on the show. Insofar as looking to starting a channel and kind of putting it out there, making sure that people can see it, what is the best way to really get people to notice, hey, there's this new show going around that's actually pretty funny, it has decent voice acting, maybe the art quality isn't that great, but the voice acting is fantastic.
So YouTube it's a platform that can be unforgiving. It can also be very giving as well. With what you want to do, it's pony focused. So I'd suggest networking with pony focused channels like Questra Daily, other YouTubers who do the pony stuff, because in my experience, the pony viewership has shrunk over the years. So doing what you do, you're probably going to meet a glass ceiling of that's about it. Now there are exceptions, but if you're comfortable with around maybe, okay, there's about 50,000 viewers, or 50,000 views per video, that's really good for pony views. It's just that, like, I meet people who are like, I started a YouTube channel about cosplaying as the fairy godmother from Cinderella and doing a podcast. I only have 7 viewers. I'm like, well, that's pretty niche. So maybe that's why. But yeah, question daily, networking, get your content out there, taking chances. A good thumbnail can go a long way. That's what people see. But here's the thing. I've seen channels who have the most bizarre formats do fantastic. So it's unpredictable. Who knows? You might do it and someone's like, hey, is Alex Jones dressed up pony guy? It's hilarious. And it goes viral for all we know. So try it. That's the thing. You have nothing to lose by trying it.
Yep. And like Saber said, it's a lot of people, I think, grasp the idea that, with networking and whatnot and maybe trying to collaborate, but it's also a good idea to have something for anyone to lean on when you are trying to do collaborations, because a lot of times we'll get hit up by people saying, hey, I want to start something. And it's harder for people to commit to something that doesn't already exist, that they can look at a tangible piece of content and say, okay, so this is the format. Yeah, I'd be interested. But yeah, definitely utilize social media beyond YouTube. Post it on Twitter.
So my girlfriend, she
saw we were in here and ran away. But
shut up.
But yeah, just work on it. Do it. If it's something you're having fun doing, that's the biggest thing for me when I got started in YouTube and continue with YouTube is that the reward for me is seeing the finished product. Everything after, everything before I hit upload, I should already be like, okay, that was fun to put together. You don't want to rely only on the audience being what makes it worthwhile for you. So have fun with it.
Yeah. So kind of a follow-on question, I suppose. Obviously, because it is Alex Jones as a pony. I'm talking about the friendship in the water. It turns the friggin' changelings gay. All that funny stuff. It sounds great. It's hilarious. But the one thing that I'm a little worried about is because it is both lampooning right-wing media, left-wing media, and the show, making sure that it doesn't get a little too political in the comments and anywhere. How is managing the?
It's gonna be political no matter what.
Yeah. You could post a baby laughing and it'll become political.
Yeah, I love it when there's actually a subreddit that does that, where it's out of context comments, and you see the title of the video where it's puppy plays a tennis ball, and someone's saying that's why I think the Jewish people should leave the Middle East, and it's what the heck happens? What are y'all talking about?
Yeah, I suppose.
Hi.
The Bojack sweater. But no matter what, it's gonna be political, especially if you're doing a parody or satire of a political guy.
Absolutely. I suppose what's a better way of wording this? I don't want people to take it too serious.
Ham it up then. Make sure that they know it's satire. That this guy, just have fun with it. If people can't tell the difference, that's on them. That's something I've learned with what I do, is that there'll be times where you cannot change the minds of your viewers. They're just going to think the way that they do, because that's just who they are, and it's whatever. That's so cool. That's Unikitty. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Check it out. Can you fit through the door? That's so cool. Hey, can you all sit down, because I want to get a picture of this.
Sideways. Yeah, turn your head.
So this is going to be the duration of the panel, is just seeing if this can get in the door.
So we have.
Yay! And now they're going to quickly realize, wait, I want to leave. That's excellent. I love, by the way, I like you're wearing the Judy Hopps hat backwards, by the way. Oh, I thought you were going for a look. But I love the cosplayers at these conventions and the creativity. Like, this is awesome. So thank you for gracing our panel and whatnot. I hope, by the way, that we answered. Did you get through your answer for?
Yeah, I think so.
So.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Good luck with the channel. All right, anybody? Yes. Halo or Star Wars? I've heard the two very different universes. I mean, my preference
Star Wars. That's right.
Well, like, Star Wars is sci-fi or fantasy sci-fi, while Halo is just sci-fi.
Hey, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I'd say Halo. I prefer the Halo universe. I think it's more interesting.
I only said Star Wars because I haven't played Halo. I'll admit it.
Really? You haven't played Halo?
Never. No.
Huh. What console did you grow up with?
PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what's the progression of consoles for you? Like,
PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4.
okay.
No, I wasn't really a PC gamer. Actually, so to actually add to it though, I started as a Sega Genesis.
Okay, same.
Kid.
Yeah.
And
same.
I remember, I purchased my own with my own money I saved up from doing chores.
Really?
And I was so proud of that purchase, and it was actually a great purchase. There were a lot of fun games on the Sega Genesis.
And it's got that blast processing, as we all know. Sega does with Nintendo.
Yeah. So and then I've dabbled with some PC games, but I'd say I've been a very faithful PlayStation player
Sony
through the years. Yeah.
Didn't they reveal like the PS5 thing recently? Or okay, cool. I guess that's happening.
Sweet. I only have like 4 games on the PS4. So.
Your girlfriend, or your wife. I keep calling her girlfriend because I'm so used to that.
I'm married.
Yeah, but Toodles, she plays a lot more games. I think it's right, because both of our like significant others play games more than we do.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is right now I'm actually working on maybe in regards to YouTube, setting up a new channel. I've never done a gaming channel before, but I think it'd be a lot of fun because Sarah, as you said, there's no lie.
Sarah plays Red Dead Redemption. She streams it. It's fun to watch.
And so she does her streaming, and then on top of that, she's just generally better than me at video games. And when she watches me play video games, she gets very, very like irritated by how bad I am.
You are bad.
So I'm like, well, here's a dynamic. So we might have her, sitting there next to me, just like, oh my God. And I'm like, where's the ceiling? She's like, what are you looking at? Yeah, she gets frustrated too, because like whenever there's a cutscene that you have control, I always look the wrong direction. Yeah, without fail. So working on something like that. But.
I keep seeing the cello in the background. I thought
Thinking it's a hand?
Hand raised. I'm like, yes. Judy Hopps, yes.
Okay, so Saber.
Yes.
We're all adults here.
Uh-oh.
No offense.
There's literally a youngster in the front, but yes.
I'm getting that way. Or getting towards that way.
Good.
No offense, but the fact of the matter is you have eviscerated, to put it kindly, several films of which I am fond. Fine, great, wonderful, love it.
I'm curious which films they are.
I'm not going there.
Zootopia. Jerk.
I'm sorry.
I'll let you do that. I am curious, perhaps, what would you say are some films that you are, animated films, that you are fond of, that people might go, whoa, you like that?
That's a good question. And I feel bad because, like, I am not good with these kind of questions on the spot because, like, whenever this panel is over, I'll be like, shoot, that's my answer. Dang it. Okay, so this isn't an animated show or movie, but like it's an example. Like, I love Napoleon Dynamite. I love it. I adore it. I can watch it 1,000 times over. And that's a movie where when I was growing up, a lot of friends were like, that's awful. And still people who are like, I can't watch that weird, quirky stuff. And I'm like, no, I adore it. I love watching Napoleon Dynamite. I love, gosh, I'm just trying to think of some examples. I wish Paley was here. He's like my auxiliary brain. I'm like, thank you.
He's your
honey.
hard drive.
He's my wife, yeah. So, gosh, I feel bad because there are definitely some like movies I like that are like Thumbelina. Okay, Thumbelina from Don Bluth. Or Pebble and the Penguin. That one's a bad movie, I admit, but I like watching it because I have this weird masochist side of me where I like watching bad content to see like how bad it can get, and almost into like hilariously bad levels.
Went out to go and see Troll in Central Park.
See, I Troll in Central Park. I don't like it. That for me, it's boring. Like, I'm sorry, that's my opinion. Like, I watched because Pebble and the Penguin. It's funny because Don Bluth wanted to take his name off of Pebble and the Penguin. He's like, he's like, oh, that's my worst movie. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with this. And they're like, nope, I don't think so, Don. You're putting your name on that project. But like, I saw Troll in Central Park, which came out before that, and I just thought it was boring. Like, nothing really happened in the movie. I think it looks pretty, but the characters were boring. The story was boring. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
The girl cries and creates a storm.
No, the boy does.
Is it the boy? So I haven't seen Troll in Central Park in years, but I used to watch that like once a week for some reason.
Kids are weird. Kid logic where you're like, I
wanted to be the like, this is weird.
Yeah?
You know how he turns into like the pig, half pig human thing?
You wanted to be that?
I was like, that's cool.
Well, you're almost there, dude. You're almost there.
Thanks, jerk. I'm a whole pig at this point.
Anybody ever heard something called Super Ted before? Yeah, you know Super. I loved that growing up as a kid. I love that show.
Family's from Wales.
Yeah, dude, me too. My family's from Swansea. Yeah, Welsh kin. But yeah, there's like that's the entire debate with like nostalgia, where you're like, is it good or did I grow up thinking it was good? And you have to come to terms where you're like, no, it wasn't that good after all, or maybe it was. I don't know. That's why like nostalgia can be pretty, I don't know, blinding, or rose-tinted glasses. That BoJack Horseman, that's what they said in your show, where it's like it was a relationship, and they were like, yeah, I saw this with rose-tinted glasses, but
he can only shake his head.
I feel like I'm kind of going off the beaten path of your question, but there are definitely some animated movies that I like. Joshua and the Promised Land, that movie that I reviewed. Yeah, I actually like that movie. Like, that's an example where it's becoming nostalgic to me, where I'm like, oh, it's like my little baby, you know, oh, I love you, Joshua. It's a stupid, dumb movie. I love you. Because I know it's bad, but it's so bad that I love it. That's where I am with my life, apparently, the tender age of 30.
I always crack up, by the way. I just want to point out that our Judy Hopps stand in here. I always laugh when we run into each other at Disneyland, because there's so many people at
You
Disneyland.
all see each other at Disneyland?
Yeah, we've run into each other multiple times. Yeah, and
that's
it's
cool.
Just
Small
like, hey,
world.
how's it going? I mean, maybe the ears are a giveaway. I don't know, but yeah. So
Well, we'll be the only two people in either park that are wearing the ears simultaneously.
I know. Yeah, it's like a magnet. It just draws us in.
All right, questions. Let's get Deadpool. Let's hear. I'll get to you in a second. Deadpool.
So, as you can tell, like, being a YouTuber, like, sometimes you have to take a break because, you know, life is in the way, or just, like, you've got to think of new ideas. Like, so, my question is, like, what was your longest hiatus, and how did you come back?
Going on hiatus for YouTube is very dangerous. Like, there are channels like JonTron who can do that and be just fine. But more often than not, like, the longer you stay away from your channel, the more likely YouTube's gonna go, okay, moving on, next person. The longest break I've taken since, because in 2015, it was more kind of hobby-ish. 2016, it became kind of hobby-ish, career-ish, I suppose. But then 2017, I'm like, okay, I gotta work on a video like every other week. And then around the end of 2017, I'm like, no, I have to make a video every week. Because I work with a YouTube network, and they actually have good advice. They're called Frederator. And they were saying that, yeah, I like Frederator, they're good. They're actually like one of the very few networks that aren't just like, we'll take 10% and run. And they're like, no, we want to actually sit down and help you build your channel. YouTube values uploads of at least 3 times a week because they value quantity. But at the same time, there are channels that can't provide that much content. Like, I can't do that. There's no way. Doing 1 video a week for me is already pushing it. But the longest hiatus I've ever taken was 3 weeks. It was after that Galab video came out, because I got attacked by the creator. He personally, like, sniped me out. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't just like the video getting a copyright claim. He actually put a copyright strike on my channel twice. 3 times you get, like, I think,
Channel taken
possibly terminated.
Yeah.
And here's the weird thing is the guy, it's like, dude, I'm not like ripping on you hard. Like, I'm trying to give you attention. I thought I did a pretty fair review. And there's all these other cartoon reviewers doing reviews, and they're like, la, 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 no problem. I reached out to them, like, did this guy reach out to you? Did he try to copyright claim you guys? And they're like, no. I'm like, then why is he picking on me? Well, I got 2 strikes on my channel. That kind of took the steam out of me, where I'm like, okay, I got to reassess. I emailed the guy. I was like, can we, like, I'll remove the videos if you remove the claims. And he's like, okay, fine. And at that point, I'm like, I value my channel more than this single video. But yeah, 3 weeks, I took a break, and I was super anxious, thinking my next video won't be able to pull me back to where I was. It did, fortunately. I have so much luck on my channel, it's ridiculous. Like, I cannot state how lucky I am. The YouTube gods smile upon me. But yeah, the longer you stay away from YouTube with your content, the harder it is for YouTube to actually care about you, which sucks, because YouTube's a slave driver. You get back to work. There's a stupid thing where YouTube was like, take a break, go on vacation. It's like, shut the hell up, YouTube, you're lying to us.
But film it while you're there.
Yeah, well, their algorithm is like, won't allow you to do that. So the longer you're away, the worse it most likely will be to get back on top, unless you're JonTron.
So one thing I try to do is sometimes I'll just hit this like wave of I just want to sit down and edit for a few days straight, and instead of editing and then saying, okay, good, I have my video out for this week, I can stop, I'll usually try to be like, well, okay, now let's edit the next few. So in the event that I need to take a break to, like for me, when I'm working on Brony's Rect, for example, that's going to be a couple weeks worth of editing and going through footage and working on the audio and all that. But it's nice to have stuff that's kind of backlogged that can fill in the gaps with that stuff. I do that a lot with like the low budgets, where I'll just kind of get on this wave of having content ready to go, and then that'll be kind of a gap filler to kind of fill in, so there's not just like, oh, he hasn't done anything for weeks or months or whatnot. And then there's also going to be times like like you said, where you're just dealing with stuff and don't have anything, and you got to take care
life
of real
happens,
life.
and it's okay. Like at the end, taking a break, like if you lose a family member or you just need to take a break, that's fine. Always value your life, like, because if you're just constantly working, you're going to just crash.
Yep.
You eventually crash, and at that point, it's going to be a lot worse than stopping and just going, I'm going to take the next few days off, find some things then to do, relax. But like, that's where we are with YouTube, man. I still kind of get a chuckle out of their tweet where they're like, take a break, relax, take it easy. It's like, liars.
I'm not trying to make money off YouTube. I'm just trying to have some fun.
That's good. I actually envy the days where I treat it like a hobby, because like it was more relaxed. I felt like I had more freedom. I have more expectations now, which I don't feel like I'm prisoners to them. But like if someone said, Saber, what's your dream schedule? I go, okay, a video every 2 weeks, because that's enough time for me to write it, research it, edit it, do fun edits to make it more jokey, versus we back to back, because I work every day. Like I rarely take time off, but I think that's also like anxiety driven, because if I'm like sitting down, I'm like, I should be working, but whatever, it works. I'm happy. You guys are like, this sounds miserable. I'm going back to Vine. All right. Yes.
There was a question over
you
here.
had a question, then we'll get to you.
So I've been working on a channel for a while where I'm not necessarily ripping on bad things, because I feel like that's a lot of people do that. That's kind of like the easy way to do it.
It is. No, you're right though. Negativity sells so much more. We're talking about this before we came down here.
But I mean, I'm more focused on like stuff that I like and not a lot of other people talk about. So it is going to be on the good stuff.
What are some examples? I'm curious. I love hearing.
My very first video is from an anime called Princess Nine.
Never heard of it.
Exactly. Very few people have. Basically, it's about a Japanese girls' high school that starts a baseball team to be in the boys' league.
Huh.
It deals a lot with kind of the gender social issues.
Dude, anime has screwed me up where I don't even know, like, things start off innocent and then someone turns into a monster, gets hit by a car, and I'm like, I don't know what's real, I don't know is it a cute show or not?
But, I mean, it's not going to be strictly anime. I mean, cartoons I grew up with, I don't hear anybody I just don't hear anybody talking about it. So maybe there are people out there who know about it but don't have.
Here's something that's kind of cool, though, is like I have seen channels that cater to a very specific audience, and then said audience really supports that. Like it's niche, but it's strong. Like Warhammer 40K, I follow those channels, and I see these accounts that have around like 50 to 100,000 subscribers, which, you know, is respectable and good, but compared to like the Markipliers, it's, you know, nothing. But I look at those channels on their Patreon, and they get upwards of $5,000 a month from these viewers who really love their content. I'd rather have one faithful, amazing viewer over 100 any day, because those single people, like, they support you. It's kind of like Twitch, where like Twitch doesn't bring the big numbers like YouTube usually, but those are live active viewers that are worth their weight in gold. I want their money. Give me their but like legit though, like having loyal viewers means a lot more than having like a billion. Well, not a billion's pretty good, but having like you know, 1,000 like fair weather fans. If that makes any sense. I keep cutting you off. I'm sorry. Continue.
I think basically my question is just, you know, do either of you know of any other YouTubers that have tried something like that where it's more positive?
I think with the way that negativity is being built up in like YouTube, because I mean, I admit, like I do like what ruins, what the hell. Like I'm trying to make my what the hell videos a bit more like, not necessarily like it's all garbage, like Roland the Barbarian, that review. I actually like that movie. I thought it was fine. So I'm trying to pepper in some more variety where it's not constant like, oh, it's garbage, it's garbage, it's garbage. Because I want constructive criticism. I want to be able to learn from it if it's valid stuff, where it's like, hey, you need to do a better job recording, or with your topics. I'll listen to that. But the positivity thing, I think there's a market for it. I think that if you stay consistent with it, and maybe it's a hook for some people, and they'll notice it and they'll support it. Go, hey, this is different and genuine. We like that. So, but at the end of the day, again, you never know until you try and see how people feel to it. You can have all the reports in the world and statistics of going, it could work, until you actually do it and find out.
Yep.
Good luck.
Yeah. All right, and then we had a question over here.
Can you come up a little bit closer and ask us?
It sounded like you were asking if we've ever played Minecraft on our channels.
I recently actually got back into Minecraft, and I'm not good at games anymore. My attention span's like this, and I'm like, oh, there's a rock, and I'm done. But I think Minecraft's a really cool game.
I play Minecraft. I play a whole lot of stuff and post them on TV on.
On DV9 Minecraft stuff? That's cool. That's neat.
Sarah plays so much Minecraft.
It's one of those games where, like, if I was, like, 8 years old, I'd be, like, all about it.
Take that, Sarah.
Yeah, take that, Sarah, baby. If I was a child, maybe it'd be fun.
No, but, like, yeah.
It's fun. It's like digital Lego, and it's really cool to see people. But there's, like, those models where it's, like, Minas Tirith out of Minecraft, and I'm like, what the heck? This is amazing.
I've avoided Minecraft only because I know if I got into it, I'd be done for. My time would just go to Minecraft. So, yeah. Someday I might get into it though. So.
What's Roblox? Is it Roblox just like pseudo Minecraft?
In a way, I guess. I'm not sure.
I just know the ooh sound from Minecraft or from Roblox.
Memecraft?
Because like Minecraft has the ooh, like. All right, questions? Yes, Loyal.
What are your thoughts on the new Patreon tier system?
Patreon tier
Yeah,
system.
so you all familiar with Patreon? Yeah. They're introducing like membership levels. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like there's 3 levels. There's like the basic level, the mid-tier level, and then the top-tier level. Premium, and it's like I think you pay money for their services so you can get money from other people, and like they're taking more money away from your monthly quota or per video quota. I need to look more into it, but all I know is that people were not happy about it. It seemed like it's more red tape bureaucracy of Patreon going, no, this is our money.
I hear a lot of the shareholders were like pushing for it.
Of course, the shareholders get what they want. So yeah, of course, keep them happy.
They're making the world a better place.
Yeah, but like something about how if you already have a Patreon account, like you're kind of grandfathered into like the mid-tier, which is so like they're like you make it an account now if you want to. I know that YouTube has something called their membership program, not like little check mark next to your like name, but like their own version of Patreon, and it's like a mixture of like Patreon and Twitch together. It's weird. YouTube is like trying to steal everybody else's ideas. So, but that also worked for Instagram when they stole Vine's idea and killed off Vine. So who's to say? Maybe it might work. I don't know.
You realize you just did your logo there.
Don't worry, I'm gonna cross my arms.
By the way, I need to ask a question to you. Where did you get that Judy Hopps thing on the other side?
That's cute.
Yeah, no, that's, they have a name too. Oh God, who's the, Like Shine. Look it up on, for Affinity, that's her name. She might also have a DeviantArt.
Nice.
LikeShine.
Nice.
All right.
Artist Like Shine. She's awesome, and she does plenty of characters.
It's adorable. So I was like, I gotta ask.
All right, more questions. Do not be shy.
Don't be shy. Yes.
Yes.
How do you level up your skills as a YouTuber? You got like the technical side, you got the artistic side.
Practice. I've met so it's one of those things where like some of the best editors that I know and who actually make like fantastic visually like beautiful videos, they're all self-taught. And it's like, well, you didn't go to school for this? Like, no, just went on YouTube, type in tutorials and mess with it. And it's practice.
Yeah. I mean, we both became editors just by doing it.
Yeah, I'm not a proficient editor. I can do basic stuff and a couple of like cool like track motion masking things, but it's just get your hands on it. It's like a sport. Keep golfing, you get better at your swing. Baseball and other sports balls.
You'd be surprised because like for me when I first started editing as a kid, I was just like, oh, I want to make a movie. Okay.
I want to make a movie.
But and it was just by messing around and being like, oh, that's funny, I can change the color of this video, and then
there's a reverse function.
Yeah, that was big.
That was a big deal. Yeah.
But just through that progression of just playing with the program and with some footage and then going, okay, now I have a couple clips and I'm gonna piece them together and whatnot. I didn't. It's not so much that like I really had a thought process to it. It was just that one day I kind of realized like, oh, just from messing around with it, I had learned so much. It's not really out of. It's really like you said, how much time you want to put into it, but you could definitely pick it up. It's something that you have a good surrounding of people that you have working with you.
There are other. I use Sony Vegas, or I guess not just Vegas. That is a good basic program with a lot of like you can do some great things with it if you know what you're doing. But for the basics of like plop your video down, chop it up, level the audio, maybe add some layering stuff. Vegas is great. Then you have folks who are like, oh no, I'm going to do Premiere and really blow your mind with it. And I've tried Premiere and I'm like, nope, it overwhelms me. I know the content I'm making, I'm just going to stick with Vegas. So I have my own limitations, but then I have friends and editors who I'll hire to be like, hey, can you make a funny joke for me? And then they go crazy. But yeah, practice.
Yep.
On the artistic side, though, with ideas, that one, I guess practice helps as well. But there are moments where it's like, I'm stuck. I don't know what to write here. And that's, I suppose, a good time to like take a break and just let your brain chill out.
Yeah, and then I mean,
writer's block.
There's some people I'm like, man, there's natural talent here, especially with like art like drawing and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, my gosh, not saying that people like if you don't have it now, you can never have it, but like there's some people that I'm just like, how do you do this?
Yeah, they have like raw talent and they practice. Those people are really good.
Yep. So thank you for your question. Did you have a question?
You just answered it. I was going to ask you about Vegas yes, Vegas no.
Oh.
There's just so you all know, there's something called the Humble Bundle, And they've recently been putting out like Vegas Pro as part of their package, and you can get like the editing software for like $20, which is a steal, unless you want to just steal it straight up on Pirate Bay, which I would never endorse. But yeah, Vegas is a good program for entry level and also professional level editing. It's good.
Yep.
I saw a hand in the back. Oh, she's looking away. The one with, we'll go to you instead.
There's never any proper, like, oh, this one's best overall. You should always use this one.
As far as like editing
No,
programs?
you're
or
right.
whatnot?
You're
Yeah.
right.
Different one.
Yeah, it's funny though, because like for me, I compare it to like a language where you have that first editing program you get to really know, and then like for me, I was doing all this with Vegas, and then I took a class with Final Cut, and I'm like, nothing's the same. Like, oh, even this button doesn't do this. I was like, wow.
There's some muscle memory stuff where I'm like, oh, it's not cutting.
Yeah, but again, like there's people that prefer one to the other, and they didn't start with that one. They learned this one. We have a lot of friends that also do editing, and we'll kind of bounce ideas off them, and they'll sometimes say, well, why don't you try using like After Effects for your editing for this kind of stuff? And yeah.
Like personally, I used to use Adobe Suite, so yeah. After Effects.
Yep.
What's up?
What's like the weirdest commentary you've gotten on your videos while keeping it appropriate?
Weirdest commentary. So, this one just comes to mind for me immediately. So, it's kind of just funny sometimes, because one thing to always remind yourselves if you are making content is to put things into perspective. And I don't say this in a way to like say like, oh, put down those that are commenting. But sometimes it's good to see where someone's coming from. And I'm sure you've gotten plenty of these comments where there was this one specific individual I can think of who it was just on, sometimes I'll make PMVs for the seasons called memoirs, and I just make them for fun, and hey, I like putting them together in this style. And I had this person who was like, no, this isn't right. You're not putting in flashy effects and stuff into your video. And he was like upset with me. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, I don't like it. It was like, this is making me angry. And I'm like, oh my gosh, all right, well, let's check out their content. And then I went, oh, it was seizure warning. But, that's the one thing is like, as far as negative comments, because we always get those too, where, you always have to like remind yourself, like, be careful who you're letting get you down, because there could be people who just don't like you that are commenting on stuff too. But as far as weird comments, I'm sure there's been a lot of goofy ones out there.
I have so many mean comments, but that's okay, because like the more you grow with your channel, the more you're gonna get. It's inevitable. There will always be mean people. You can be perfect, and that's enough of a reason to go, you're perfect? Well, I'm envious of that, and I hate you for it. Which is fine. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not. But like, again, I look through the comments looking for valid criticism, where it's like, Saberspark, you sound like a robot sometime when you record. I'm like, what ruined Nickelodeon? And it's like, oh, it's a weird like narration voice. Try something more natural. I'm like, okay, received. I will try to improve that. Or again, like, you're doing too many bad movie reviews where it's the same old result. It's bad, LOL. And I'm like, okay, I'll mix it in and try some things that aren't bad but weird. And things that are weird, there's more to talk about. It's not just, look how bad it is. So I guess the weirdest comment, oh gosh. That's hard. I've had a guy recently try to hit me up for $10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was weird. This was like recent. I have a Patreon, and this guy, like, he pledged $10 and then he stopped pledging, and this is like a year ago. And I'm like, okay. And then he messaged me saying, hey, I need my $10 back. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, no, we're good. And this is weird. He's like, give me your PayPal and I'll get the $10. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like freaking out at me, being like, no, I need it so I can turn my life around. And I'm like, if $10 is all you need, like,
you're close.
Yeah, dude. So he's like threatening me, saying he's gonna harass me. He's like, the cops, people people have called the cops on me before, and I'm like, is that a threat? Is this a $10 shakedown? Like, I like to imagine Al Capone's like, hey man, give me your $10. But yeah, people like that you can't reason with, so I'm like, okay.
Do you remember Rick Satan?
Oh yeah, does anybody else know who Rick Satan is?
You were, Rick Satan's here. He's like, yeah.
Rick Satan was like from the ages of early brony commentary. Like you go to like these 2011, 2012 YouTube pony videos, and Rick Satan's just there antagonizing bronies. He had like 100 accounts, and it always says something.
Rick Satan's grandma, Rick Satan's nephew.
And then there are accounts he made where he like hated himself. He was like, I hate Rick Satan. I'm like, you are Rick Satan. What the heck's going on? He was like a Hydra. I swear, it was so bizarre. And there's a guy named Banshee Bomb who was also like, I hate bronies, and they'd be fighting in the comments, and it was just ridiculous. Nowadays, it's like 2019. It's like, it's all behind us. Who cares? Yeah. Like people who hate bronies in 2019, I'm like, really? We still doing this? Okay, cool.
Steve Harvey's like,
you're what? You're a what? Oh, it's what you do is really weird and everything else.
I want to let people know that I don't like it. I don't like it because I don't work.
So
more questions?
More questions?
Hey.
You terrible people.
Are we going to be getting like a history of Rick Satan?
Yeah, what ruined Rick Satan, right?
He became like, didn't he like kind of turn?
He came around. He started like defending bronies in the comments in like 2014, and then he just disappeared.
It was the weirdest character arc I've ever seen.
There's some cringe though on my channel where I've come back to my old like favorite videos and look at the comments, and there's just me going, yeah, cool dude, bro hoof. I'm like, like internally like cringing, and it's like coming full circle where now I'm like, you know what, yeah, bro. But I guess it's one of those things where like I wonder 10 years from now I'm gonna look back on me right now and go, wow, that was cringe. What the heck were you doing, wearing a beanie or something? I don't know. But yes,
as I'm sure that some people in the room have heard, we're coming to the end of this show.
Thank God. I'm joking. I joke. Without this show.
I wanted to see if I had actually heard you.
No, I'm goofing.
Given that, gentlemen, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing how epic it gets.
Seeing the blue sky again, and going outside, and birds chirping. No,
being free of this curse.
Well, you know, the thing for me that, do you mean in regards to the show, or like once the show's done?
Once the show's done. So I'm mostly leaning that way. But
Gotcha.
I'm curious to see what G5 is going to be like. I hope they don't, I don't know, go full on like back to what they were. I'd hope that what Lauren did with the show and everybody who worked on it, they go, okay, this show's got a good heart to it. It's got good characters. It doesn't have to be just pandering, let's go to a tea party or something. It actually have substance. Mm-hmm. So I look forward to seeing what the next generation can offer. It's going to be weird, like whenever the show ends and be like, wow, that's it. We're done here. It's the end of an era kind of thing.
Are you, again, either one of you, are you thinking of, but now I think I'm going to be interested in this show I heard is coming up.
I mean, for me, it's like I'm good with getting into. I don't watch a lot of shows already, but it's not because I already have a lineup of like, oh, I'll wait to get into that. Like I'll watch stuff, at the same time. So I'm not really holding off on anything, but I will say this in regards to, because I know that one thing a lot of people associate with, oh my gosh, the show's ending, so will the fandom. And that's not the case. The fandom will not go anywhere. It might slim down, but it's going to still be around.
This guy.
Yes.
Do we have to? No.
Yes.
Like usually for me, it's like you said, not holding off. Like right now, I'm getting into JoJo's Bizarre, adventures. That show's so great. I love it. I can juggle, different fandoms, but like the pony fandom is my first real fandom I've ever got involved in. and I guess been lucky enough to create a presence in it too. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's funny because like I'm part of the cartoon community now, I guess. I didn't know that. And I'm part of their Discord chat, and I see their YouTube videos and their fandom talking about cartoon community drama, and they're like, blah, 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 blah said this, blah, blah, blah said that, and this person, and I'm like, oh, you sweet summer child. Like, the pony fandom has gotten me like prepped up for this, where I'm like, I'm ready, put me in, coach, to ignore it all.
Like 2012 brony fandom drama, you're like, I'm
like, yeah, I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago.
But yeah, no, so definitely, like, for anyone that, like, even in here, if you're worried about that kind of thing,
don't. Star Trek's been around. They'll be.
I've been telling everybody all weekend, I was going to gargoyle conventions 8 years after.
Wow, dang.
The first ever Chippendale Rescue Ranger convention I went to happened in 2006. The show ended in like 1991. So don't worry, guys. If there's now, granted, there were 6 people at that convention, but you know, it's about like a 300-person fandom. So
yes,
that's actually so directly related to that, and I was thinking about that last night. Is that while certainly Fandom not going away, it is definitely going to get smaller.
Yes,
and that's going to be difficult for the creators who sell things here.
That's you mean like vendor hall people? Yeah.
And so something that just kind of occurred to me then is that you know, absolutely everyone here will be welcome to furry conventions. You don't have to change anything.
He's trying to convert us right
What are you doing?
For you, I'm not going to.
Oh.
Those are not going to shrink, and the vendor halls will be just as welcoming of pony stuff. Like it's not even. It definitely falls under the umbrella as far as everyone there is concerned. I know that there is dissent among the.
It's like our boat's sinking and some furry ship shows up, like throwing us lifelines. Get on board! Put blankets over us. Give us some hot cocoa.
So,
ooh, what's this?
Here's what's interesting though, and this is something also for people that are going to be paying attention. I don't know numbers for this convention in particular, but a few weeks ago we were at Winnie City. Their numbers were close to 1,000 last year. This year it dropped by, I think, about 100.
Yesterday, I talked to Tanaka and got a preliminary of around 1,500 here.
Here? How does that compare to last year?
I think it was down a little bit.
Down a little. Now,
It seems to be like sustainable, though.
And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
But at the same time, year 2 was 2,600 people. Like, it has gone down.
Yes, but I was going to say
BronyCon, though. I think BronyCon might be a factor, though. With
this year, BronyCon, because it is like it's always been the Brony convention in regards to size. There are people that are that have only budgeted one convention for a year. You know, they say Babscon's my convention or Winnie City was my convention. There's going to be people who are like, this will be the year that I'm going to budget for BronyCon.
And then Babscon, for all we know, when BronyCon's over, might shoot up by 1,000.
It's very likely. Yes, exactly. And so that's, and also like as we've kind of anticipated, because like we know like MSP's back this year and they're doing a farewell tour basically.
Press F.
But as the conventions become more localized, because there was a year where we had like 50 conventions everywhere, and everyone's like, okay, and of course a lot of those little ones went, oh, maybe we did overdo it.
Yeah.
But as far as that size stuff goes, I am hoping that at some point it does kind of level out. Like this year's gonna be weird.
Well, it went like this and then like that, because like around 2012, 13, and 14 or so, that was like the sweet spot for bronies, and then around 2015 you see kind of start going down, and that's okay. You know, people lose interest. It's nothing personal. Some folks are just like, oh, I'm moving on. That's okay. That's okay. And then Rick and Morty, right?
The flip side of that, though, is there are so many amazingly talented, creative people in this fandom, and I don't want to see them not knowing where to go.
I think people will be able to fall on their feet, and like you said, there's other. I think actually we might be on the precipice of like Western animation conventions. See, I've been hearing chatter about that, so we'll see. Because MomoCon, they've been pushing that, though. That's I think start off as an anime con.
Honestly, VidCon is almost that.
Yes. And but VidCon's more like YouTube, but they welcome Western animators though.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But yeah, I do think that this is going to be an anomaly year because of BronyCon.
Bronies are very much
Next year's going to be interesting though, because it will be that first year where the show has hit that end. But the beauty of it is that fan creation doesn't have to go anywhere, and it's going to continue. So
I think it's cool seeing people who've made careers from this.
Yeah,
it's like, whoa, you actually like, it's a springboard into not better, but like bigger things. So
That includes you.
yeah, I am so lucky. Again, I'm like, it's like a tree where I just hit every branch along the way, and I'm like, oh, I'm okay. Cool. What's this? A job? Cool. All right. Any other questions? Because we still got, I think, about like 10 minutes left. Yeah. I see a hand in the back. Yes.
Have you ever been tempted to get into YouTuber drama or vice versa, then try to get into drama?
One more time. I'm sorry.
Have you ever been tempted to go into YouTuber? Because they are fun to do. You've been draw you in and you try to get away.
No, Race and I, we're like the uncles of the fandom in a lot of ways, where we've seen pony drama as well. That's like, hey, we're gonna rope you in, and we're like, missed. And
people have, yeah.
We're like, how we are as people and as individuals. We just don't really want to get involved. We see it as petty. Like, we'll stick up for friends, but that doesn't happen too often because most of our friends are pretty chilled out. We keep a low profile where you see us like acting like idiots at a concert. It's like, oh, it's Uncle Saberspark and ACRacebest being idiots again. But then, like, we see the drama happening with other YouTubers, Keemstar, oh God, what do you say now? But it's like, no, we're good. We keep a low profile, keep it chill.
Yeah.
And usually if there is any kind of dumb drama that we get roped into, we settle it quietly.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, let's talk. What's going on here?
Right, because a lot of people, like, when there has been drama that we've seen, a lot of times people go like, well, I'm going to get everybody that follows me involved. And like we've had a couple things where like I had an individual that was upset with me, and again, this is 6 years ago now.
I said I was sorry.
But I messaged them, through a private message and said, hey, I'm sorry that you feel this way. Can we talk it out? And the whole reason that I actually contacted this specific individual is because I knew who they were. So it wasn't like somebody that was just mad at me on the internet that I had no idea who they were. It was someone who already had a bit of a presence in the fandom, and I'm like, well, let me talk this out with them and just be like, hey, I just want to discuss, your concerns and whatnot. And they ended up coming back to me and being like, wow, I really thought you were going to be like mad. Like, this really changes my perspective.
When you're talking on an individual level, you take the mob mentality out of it, where it's like, let's be people, let's just talk, and hopefully they're reasonable. Because I was told by my father, do not wash your laundry in public fountains. And you have people who do that, where they're looking for a mob to raise. They want to attack somebody, and it's like, nah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're like, if we got a problem, that's more than just an angry commenter on the YouTubes, we'll be like, we'll talk privately, because that's just, we don't want to fight. It's not anybody's business but our own, unless it's something like, I don't know.
We like to chill.
Yeah, we're chill. We don't like conflict, really. So that's where we are. Yeah. YouTube drama I watch, and I'm like, my gosh, you guys are bored. You guys are bored, man. All right, questions? Yes.
So, Saberspark.
Yes.
After going through so many of your YouTube reviews and everything, and some of the art that you've been getting over Twitter, I have to ask, have you joined the furry fan?
I really have been treading the line, haven't I?
Me too.
Not just what you said in some of your reviews, ...
Yeah, well, I'm like, wow, that Anthro girl's really cute. Not a furry. But at this point, I kind of like where I'm at with it. It kind of makes it fun where, because I'm not one of those people where I'm like, oh, I hate furries. I'm like, oh, shut up, whatever. But at the same time, I'm not like, oh, gosh, I'm going to go run out and buy a fursuit tonight or anything. I like Anthro characters. I think they're great. They can also be terrible. And it's fun to review because most animated movies use Anthro characters to tell a story, and that's cool. And so I'm going to kind of leave it at that, where it's like, am I not? Who knows? Because it kind of plays both sides of the coin, I guess, where it's like...
I love that brand.
Thank you.
You introduced furry fandom to Joshua, and we're all like, oh my.
That was a secret. You keep it back in the Ark of the Covenant. But I like that furry art, though. It's like, cool. On the fridge it goes. We'll laminate this one. Yes.
I have a recommendation for your What the Hell.
Yeah?
I watched like these two films, these animated films, the rip-off one. It was a website called His Cartoon, and I forgot what was the name of that first film I saw, but the second one is called Jumbo 2019.
Jumbo 2019?
I think these two films are kind of recent to this movie.
I'm gonna look into it. Jumbo, huh? Is it like a plane or an elephant? Or?
I think it's a rip-off from Velcro or something.
Oh my God. There's always movies like that where.
It's a blue elephant.
Oh.
I think they're all animals and they're all anthropomorphic animals. Like this animal's characters kind of like, I was like, is that the same bird from that other film? And I was like, can these be like the same studio that made the film?
I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah.
This will require more research.
Like I wish I could like email you or something.
Email me, therealsaberspark@gmail.com. Email me. I'm always looking at it.
I never see your address anywhere.
If you
therealsaberspark@gmail.com.
If you
write it down
on my Twitter, tweet me and go, hey, what's your email? Or what's up? 5 minutes left. Got it.
She wanted a high five.
And go to my YouTube. On the profile portion of my YouTube, my email's listed there.
Yep.
And then you can hit me up there. All right.
So I want to make sure. So we have 5 minutes left for this panel. So by raise of hands, who still has a question? Now don't feel like you can't ask. We'll get through all of them. I got 1, 2, am I at 3? Is that it? 4, 5. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to ask is those of you that just rose your hands, just when I ask again, just have those hands come back up. Well, like I said, we'll make sure we get through them all. So we'll have about again 5 minutes to get through them. So let's start with you. You haven't asked a question yet with the hat?
Yes, I thank you for asking.
I do, Kyle Busch fan.
This is not much of a YouTube question, but going back to your low budget guys and everything. You know, I got the theory called that K&N race. I think I mentioned this to you before. But do you ever also recall another race that you guys called, like, you know, that you remember screaming at the top of your lungs?
There's been a lot.
But do you have one in particular?
Oh gosh. So to provide some context for everybody, I also do race car announcing. I'm an announcer out at a track called Irwindale Speedway. I also do announcing at a track called Orange Show Speedway, and these down near Los Angeles. And what happened was NASCAR, the big old NASCAR, has just recently started doing live streams of the regional racing. And so what they do is they tap into the PA system so everybody can watch around the country live and not wait for NBC to post it later. And so NASCAR, hooked up everything, and everyone had the unfortune of listening to my voice for a couple hours alongside the guy Do It All with Tommy. If you've seen the low budgets, same Tommy. And there's been a lot of any racing that typically has that kind of finish, that side-by-side finish. We've seen it a lot with dirt track racing. There was a real good race that's actually coming up on MAV TV for anyone that knows that channel that we also did the announcing for from Irwindale, and it was the Southwest Tour race, and that's going to be coming up soon. And that was a wild and crazy race too. But yeah, we love to. We're fans. We're not people that went, we're going to go to school for announcing. Like we're like the guys sitting next to you in the grandstands going, oh my God, here they come on. We're pushing each other side by side, but we have fun with it. I know you've been to Irwindale as well. What's that?
Been there since like 05.
Yeah. So as far as all that stuff goes, there's a lot, but low budget TV, you'll find a whole bunch of them. I can't think of a specific race, but I know that whenever we have a crazy finish like that, we're going nuts with it. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, you were a lot better than Dave Burns called. He sounded dead.
Whoa. But thank you. We have a lot of fun doing it, so that's for sure. I hope that answered your question. Yeah. Who else had a question over on this side? Okay, yes. Jordan?
When and how did you first get the idea to do your own version of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
That we kind of stumbled into that because there was a Fiesta Equestria, it was a convention, PonyCon, in like 2013, I believe.
Yes.
They had a Whose Line panel, so it already existed, and it was just some folks who were just acquaintances, and they spoke to me, Race, and our buddy Bevitz, and they're like, "Hey, do y'all want to come on stage and join us for a game or two?" And we're like, "Sure." And we,
You were the guy.
yeah, and then we were like, "That was a lot of fun. Let's do our own other cons," and that's just how it started.
Yeah, our first one was MLP MSP 14.
There was another one that was like a standalone Whose Line at BronyCon 2013 or 14 as well.
Yes, yeah.
And they asked us to join as well. And we're like, "That's cool." But then I think they dissolved, and they're like, "You all want to fill in the gap and do your own Whose Line?" And we're like, "Sure."
They asked you to take over. For it.
So we're like, "Let's do it."
Yeah. So that's that. Yeah, we kind of fell into it, but loved doing it. Again, who's going to be here Monday? Who's going to be here tomorrow? Who's going to be at the Whose Line? Hey, I saw some hands go down. Dang it.
What time?
10 a.m.
Yeah, right. On Monday.
On a Monday.
Garfield.
So did I get all the questions on this side?
We good?
That was left? Okay, so now we had our questions on this side. Yes.
I was in and out, so sorry if you already answered this question. You can skip it if you did. But I'm coming from Europe and as YouTubers, I want to get your guys' opinion on Article 13. Do you have any input?
I was told that there's still like, okay, first off, the fact that it passed when folks were like, "I didn't know that button meant yes or no," and I'm like, "How you elected Jesus?"
And Article 13, real quick, was
that's the one where they're like, "No memes allowed," and
Copyright stuff in general.
yeah, but basically, I think there's some time for them to counteract it, and it won't go into effect for like another year or two. Hopefully, the Europeans jump to it and vote the right people in power to fix it. But that's all we got.
Yeah. So did we get through all the questions on this side real quick, or did we have to lightning round anybody? We good? Everyone happy? Everyone have a good time?
Thank you.
Yeah. That's how everybody should applaud our panels at the end.
I love it. All right, you all have a great con. See him for the rave.
All right, thank you guys so much. Again, we'll see you for Whose Line tomorrow at 10 a.m.
It was nice talking to you, sir. Appreciate you.